Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New View podcast. My name is Mac.
And my name is Megan.
Come along with us as we dive into the world of competitive Irish dancing and beyond,
sharing perspectives, developing community, and learning from each other.
We hope you enjoy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to New View. So you might have noticed Mac and I have been gone for a while, and we're getting back into things today. Things got a little busy and we kind of lost touch on what exactly we were doing with New View. And to be honest, we felt a little bit like giving up, but we're back today and we're super excited to be here and show you guys what's next for us.
Yeah, I think as everybody can probably tell by the title, we hit a bit of a wall, I guess you could say, with our, New View project. And yeah, we just were kind of a little bit on the verge of being like, maybe we just won't do this anymore. And um, I think a few things kind of got us back into it and just helped us kind of get back on track. And I think the thing that's been really clear to me, or I guess that stood out to me in this process is, I can be guilty of it. And I think, lots of people can be guilty of kind of going like, oh, life just got really busy and we just kind of just didn't have time for it or whatever. And what I've kind of started to realize throughout this is that, all we have is time. And for sure, life is really busy, but like you make time for the things that you're inspired about and that you really care about and that are meaningful and important to you. And that I know Megan, I can speak for you too when I say that we both felt that way with our dancing goals and dreams. And like, yeah, there might have been times when things were tough, but I think at our cores, we always knew we were not going to give up with those. And I actually feel kind of the same way with New View. And that last little stretch here, it felt like a bit of just sort of hit a wall and I felt a little bit out of touch with, I guess, the motivations behind it. But I think actually having gone through that, do you think it's fair to say we're clearer on our aims and goals with it more than ever?
Absolutely. I feel like it kind of took that um struggle period a bit or loss of direction on this path to help us figure out, what's next, why are we so passionate about this, and what's really our mission. And I would say we're much clearer on what we're doing. We're redefining what our passion is for this and really getting excited about where things can go. It took that pause and maybe even those thoughts of wanting to give up to be able to refocus and say, you know what, we're a conversation. This is important to talk about because we all experience moments like this, but it's also important to highlight how you can get back up and keep going. And um, a shift or a change isn't the end of a story, really. It can reinvigorate things and continue the story or grow it to something even bigger and better. So I think, while that shift and pause was difficult and we're still sorting things out, it was necessary and will ultimately be a big step for us.
Yeah, and I just love what you just said. Like a shift or a change in a story doesn't have to mean the end of a story. And it can actually be what catapults you to the next level with it, or like I was saying, maybe brings you another level of clarity. And I guess just building on that too, I think this experience has reinforced to me the importance of like coming back to your why. And so maybe if you're coming up against a struggle period with your dancing or school or a different goal or whatever it might be, I don't know. I think we found it helpful is come back to your why. And if your why has to be redefined or your why is changing, that's okay. But come back to that. Spend a little time reflecting on that, and hopefully, it kind of gets you back in the right momentum that maybe you originally had, or like a new one that's even better. But yeah, we just wanted to come on here and kind of have a little chat, let you guys know where we were at with things, and let you know that we're really excited about things that are coming up for New View. We've got a couple exciting projects kind of in the works that we're excited to hopefully launch pretty soon. Some really great new guests coming up. And yeah, we're just excited to be back and we're excited to continue the conversation. Thanks for joining us in this episode of the New View podcast. We hope you enjoyed.
If you have any ideas about future guests we should interview or want to connect, you can find us on Instagram at newview.collective or email us at newviewcollective.mm@gmail.com.